Okay, so this time I'm going to do some more unboxings, but rather than just doing them individually, I'm going to do them all in one go. So this time we have the MVPs. I either got free or purchased at the Mantic Open Day. So we have Ludwig, the Zor team MVP. We also have Buzzcut, who's from the Season 1, sort of like an ogre style guy. We have RICO VAN DIEN, human glam guy. He's a striker, so he's all sort of like gold. He's won loads and loads of games. Then we have Firewall, who is the robot team MVP. Before the robot teams got the ability to transform, so they're like the second gen robots. This was the first gen robot. His specific role is he's a keeper, so he's basically a guard. He has the strength of a guard, the armour of a guard, but he can actually handle the ball. So if someone tries to shoot at the goal or the striking hex, he can actually try to catch the ball and actually throw it to one of his teammates, who can then either become a jack or a striker and go score. So this guy, he can't transform. He is a keeper, and that is it. That is all he can be, is a keeper. So we'll start off with Ludwig, I think his name is Ludwig. I can't pronounce it properly, but essentially he's a bug. So these guys cost $4.99 from Mantic. You get a Mantic Point with every MVP. Here is the artwork. Comes in the blister. Very nice. He's a jack, so he can do a bit of everything. He's good at hitting stuff. He's good at using the ball, but he's not really good at it. He's not specialised in it. He can just do a little bit of everything. So we have a clear hex base. Little piece of foam packing, and then our actual miniature. So because these guys, all the Dreadball models are all like cold cast plastic resin, very useful, very easy to use, really strong. I can't say enough of how good it is. I have not had a single miscast with this stuff. Really easy to convert, real easy to use, pisses all over Games Workshop's fine crap range. Sorry if anyone is a Games Workshop fanatic out there, but I used to work for the company, and to be brutally honest, they talk a load of bull. So here is their parts. I'm probably going to lose a lot of subscribers for saying that, but I don't care. Some wings. This is his head. Come on, focus camera. Okay, it's not going to focus. And then we have his extra legs. He's got extra bouncy legs for jumping up and down. So this guy is very easy to put together. They do take a bit of cleaning up, as do most Wargames figures. For instance, I could quickly mock him together very quickly, because you can't really get them wrong, because the plugs on these guys are as such that you can't really position them wrong. Because they're like sort of like odd shapes, like hexagons and all sorts of weird and wonderful shapes, so you can't really get the pieces in the wrong position, which does make them a bit of a pain for positioning wise, like if you want to modify the position of the models. But it does make a nice connection point. So that is Ludwig. Very nice model indeed. Should go together pretty quickly. So this is for the local City Chiefs MVP. He will play for everybody, I do believe. I can just double check that for you if anyone is interested. He is a Season 2 player, MVP. Nope, he'll only play for the Zors. He'll only play for a bug team, this guy. So if you've got any other team but a Zor team, you can't use this guy, unfortunately. Who wants to play with a giant cockroach anyway? Unless you're a bug. Next up we have Buzzcut, who is a Season 1 player. Crack open his blister. There's his artwork, very nice paint job there. Again, foam packing. Very nice chunky pieces on this guy. It's a clear hex base. Okay, so these are all the same price. Doesn't matter what one you buy, they're all the same. So you don't get any of these guys doing their pricing on the power of the models, or the strength of the models, or the stats, or anything like that. An MVP is $4.99. It costs you $4.99. So like I say, the pieces plug in quite easily. Which way does his leg go? His leg goes that way. So very simply plug together. And that is the rough look of how Buzzcut looks when it's put together. So incredibly nice textured detail on this guy. Let's see if we can get this silly camera to focus on these pieces. He's got like a muscle texture on his suit. Lots of big ripply muscles because he's sort of like an ogre guy. Excuse me. So there's Buzzcut for you. Let's just put him back in his box so I don't get him confused or lose any of his pieces. Then next we have Mr. Posh Pants himself, RICO VAN DIEN. So there's his artwork piece. He's a striker as it says on there. It's a clear hex base. Just open this bag. And then we get his pieces here. So there is his body. His legs should fit in there perfectly. So his legs and his pointy finger arm. So I'm going to be painting this guy in very blingy gold colours, so he's very shiny, because he is a bit of a show-off, this guy on the pitch. So there you go, that's Victor Van Dien there. Very simple, very easy to put together model. Shouldn't take too long to paint. A couple of passes with the airbrush, bit of detailing work here and there, and he'll be done. I might use my Vallejo liquid gold through my airbrush for this. Just gives you that slightly better finish, I find, than layering up golds. I still layer them up. I spray on a base coat and then layer on either white gold or old gold, depends on what sort of style of gold I'm going for. I'll probably do a little video once I get my new desk sorted out, and then I can actually start doing some proper painting tutorial videos. At the moment, not such a great setup in my bedroom. It's good for painting but not for filming, where I do most of my painting and stuff. So this time we have Firewall. He's a keeper, as I said earlier on in the video. And we have this hex base there, and then his little baggie of bits. Come on, open up you. Okay. So there's his legs, and here's his torso. This time this one is actually sort of like in a keeper shape, so he's got quite a lot of bulk to him. There's the dreadball gauntlet for him, and his other arm with a pointy finger, and this appears to be, yep, that's his head. Very little tiny head. Let's see if I can, come on, zoom in, focus. That's his head. It's a very tiny little head. So there's Firewall for you. So that's the 4 MVPs I bought on the day. I didn't do an unboxing of the other MVPs I've got. but I do have nearly all of them. I think there's only a couple I don't have, but they're mostly for specific teams that I don't own, like Helder for the Sirens, the Dwarf team, and the Dwarf MVP, can't remember his name off the top of my head. A couple of the others, but I've got all the ones for the human teams, all the ones for the orc teams, all the play for all teams like John Doe and all that lot. There's probably some more coming out soon. I can't wait to get my hands on one of the other robots. He looks like, for any of you guys who have played Mass Effect, he looks just like a Geth, and his name is kind of the same. So most of this stuff is already funded from their very successful Kickstarter, to which they have another Kickstarter on the thing at the moment. That's the Geth player. So that's the end of this video. Thanks for watching, and till next time, happy wargaming.